Good afternoon to tell I'm going about best the practice for the LL by Dan Espino, Luis Márquez y Lauris Ortiz. Introduction. What is the test about? The test best practice for the education English language learning, explaining the best strategy that the teacher show the used student who learns English and second language. What is the thing about? And Ans is explain how the two teacher el student learning English as a second language. They learning and language and academic subjects and the same time. They need a inclusivity at adapting approach. This student they face the challenge of the learning a new language is the we also are keep acquiring academic knowledge. So they need an inclusive education approach adapting to the need. The test highlights the importance of creating an inclusive and respectful environment where the students feel safe and valued. When students feel assent, they participate more confident and they know a friend was making mistakes with essential for the language learning. In addition, the test emphasizes the importance of the valuing students native of the language and culture. Science reorganizes their prior knowledge. They self-esteem and make learning English more meaningful. Inclusive environment. Importance of the environment and culture. Creator of safe and respectful classroom. Um, to a student feel the valuing and confidence. A student feel valued and confidence. They are not afraid to them make mistakes. Valuing in student home the language and culture. These stemming the self-esteem.
Well, now let's talk a little about teaching strategies. In this part of the text, the author explains different teaching strategies that help English language learner learn better. First, it's important to use visual and hands-on research such as images, charts, videos, real examples, and gestures. This research helps students understand the content because they can see and connect ideas more easily. The text also say that teachers should give clear and simple instruction. They should use short sentence, basic vocabulary, and repeat information when necessary so a student can follow the lesson and not feel confused. For example, in an English class, the teacher teaches the vocabulary of animals. She shows pictures of a dog, a cat, and a bear, and use gestures. She gives clear and simple instructions such as look at the picture, listen, repeat. The student repeat the word and understand the meaning and pronunciation better. Integrate learning. The text also explained that learning English should be connected with academic subjects like math, science, and social studies. This means students learn the language while they are learning important content. In addition, the author highlights the importance of collaborative learning. Working in pairs or small groups allow students to practice English is a natural way, develop a communication skill, and learn from their classmates. These strategies make learning more meaningful and help a student feel more confident when using English. For example, a student work in pairs to describe a picture. One student say this is a big house and the other says it's blue. They practice the language together, learn from each other and are not afraid to make a mistake.
Now we have assessment. I think this is an important part uh, because we as a teachers have to know that assessment should be flexible and focus more on than understanding the subject than on grammar mistakes. So students don't feel discouraged, and for that, teachers should know each student's level of English because they learn at a different type of speed. And also, also that there are a lot of different type of learning styles. So we have the task that is identify each of them, and based on that, we have to create more dynamic lessons to have a significant learning. And I want to highlight the importance of emotional support. Sorry, this is on this slide. And um, patience and understanding from teachers. That is also an important part. So, in conclusion, the main message of the text is that teaching English language learners requires inclusive strategies, adaptation, and support to help all students succeed in school, and also provide emotional support, and they guarantee equal opportunities in academic success. Thank you so much.